everybody, welcome back. Change your perspective, change your awareness, change your life. I'm Dr. Michelina AF, hashtag that felon doctor, and I am here to talk to you about the fall of your life, right? Now, we don't like to think about anything in its decline, but we should. Everything has a life cycle. Everything has a sort of a coastal wave look to it, right? Peak is summer and falling action is fall. And so what we see happening a lot, don't mind that, that's my garbage outside getting taken. What we see happening a lot is when we get into the fall of our lives, one of two things happens. One, we gracefully or not so gracefully decline into winter. And two, we try to rejuvenate with a new spring, which is to say grandchildren, children, some kind of a new endeavor. We try to do something new as we are getting older. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually really great. If you want things to survive in the fall season, you need to pull in a spring. And so organizations have these kind of life cycles too, where you get to a place in the organization where you've been doing the thing and it's worked, but now new stuff is coming in, let's say new technology. If you don't implement that new technology, you're going to be obsolete. That happened with, I think, Kodak. It's happened with a lot of businesses, actually. And so if in the fall of your life, 50 to 75, you don't set up something that gives you legacy, you're going to be obsolete and nobody's going to remember you and nobody's going to care. And I know that sounds terribly hurtful to say, and I talk about this a lot when I'm coaching one-on-one clients and in the school and kind of a lot of places. If you don't have something set up for your legacy, it will not be very long before you're not remembered at all. And we want to be remembered, right? Why do we still hear about all these people from years ago? They had a legacy. They were remembered. Somebody wrote stories about them. Story is how we're remembered. However, children is also a way in which we're remembered. Children, though, let's be honest, they are their own entity as well. So not the best way to keep a legacy, in my personal opinion, but that's just me. Children leave their own legacy, right? But if you want to do something worth remembering, the fall of your life is usually the time, because you're like, okay, we're in a fading out process. Can't see as well as I used to be able to, can't hear as well as I used to be able to, can't work out as well as I used to be able to, 50 to 75, about that, you know. Now we can shorten it. If average life expectancy, this is again an average, in the United States is 77. It's the most recent poll I just saw the other day. So if it's 77 and we split that into 4, you know, 0 to 21, 21 to 41, 41 to 55, 55 to 77, right? So the ages shift, but if we're in a 100-year life cycle, 50 to 75, because whole numbers are nice and easy to work with. And so a lot of times people go through a midlife crisis in the fall of their life. Hormones shift. Hormones shift pretty much every time we enter a new season. They shift in your 30s, they shift in your 50s, they shift in your 70s, right? And so that's always a good benchmark, always a good way to like see it. So in the fall of your life, you can gracefully age out and you can decide, okay, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, and it will eventually lead me into death, basically. Or you can be like, hey, I'm 50, 60 years old and I've done some things, but I want to do different things. And you can rejuvenate your life with new stuff, whether it's grandkids, whether it's a child, whether it's a book, whether it's a new car, you know, we do things like that. But again, I urge you to think legacy in the autumn of your life. Think legacy in the autumn of your life. What are you leaving behind? Yes, a will, sure. If you have loved ones, you can leave things too, then fine. But what are you doing to leave a lasting impression? People die every day and we never hear about it because they didn't do anything worth remembering. And I think that is sad. And the fall in your life, if you've gotten to the fall of your life, if you're in 50s, 70s, that's a good time to take a stock and be like, hey, what am I leaving behind here? And I will be perfectly honest with you. When we get into the fall of our lives, we start kind of thinking about the fact that our bodies are decaying and that we're dying and that we're all working toward death. And it doesn't need to be the sadness that everybody makes it out to be. Life is great, 100%. Life is what we know. Life is also really hard and kind of heavy and not easy, right? 50 Cent, death's got to be easy because life is hard. Leave you physically, mentally, and emotionally scarred. He ain't never lied. In the fall of your life, you really start contemplating. That's the thing. In your spring and your summer, you don't even think about getting older, really. But then you start hitting those autumnal years, and it's like, ooh, when did I get old? I saw something Mark Wahlberg said the other day, and he was like, I have now officially been cast in the old guy roles, and I didn't even see it coming. Right. And this just happens because you just kind of gradually move through. And now he's probably, I think, in his 50s, late 40s, early 50s, maybe. And Tom Holland is working with him, and he's like, oh my God, I'm the old guy. And so it's like, we don't start contemplating our getting older until we're already in the fall of our life. And I don't think that's beneficial, honestly. It's like, why are you not contemplating this inevitability? Why wouldn't you be like, oh, I know this is coming. Let me enjoy where I'm at right now and plan for when I'm not here. Legacy. Legacy is super important. We start thinking about it in the autumn of our life. I say you should think about it right now, wherever you are. Wherever you're at, think about your legacy. What do you want it to be? How do you want it to look? But the fall of our life, that's when we start doing it. And so if you want, you've got two options in the fall of your life: gradually decline or refresh, renew with something that's going to matter, right? And if you look to nature, they do that all the time. Like acorns fall off the tree in the fall, and then they take root and will eventually grow, you know. It's always fall time when the acorns are falling because it'll rejuvenate itself. So as things die out, you can put things in motion for new things to come in. And so, of course, trees have a different life cycle than humans. You know, trees can live for hundreds of thousands of years, but you get the gist. And so with all that being said, we need not fear the fall and winter of our lives, but we do need to think about them. We do need to contemplate them. We do need to embrace them. Every season has beautiful things and not so great things. If you've ever lived in the Northeast or somewhere that has 4 seasons, I live in the South now, the Southeast in the United States. I'm gonna tell you, we don't have 4 seasons here, not really. We do, but we don't. I'm a fan of that. The Northeast has real 4 seasons, okay? Real 4 seasons. And there's good things and bad things about all of it. And so that's true of our lives as well. So all that being said, our life cycle is super important to contemplate because we only get so much time. We don't think about time nearly enough. We do not think about time, energy, and attention, which are 3 out of 4 of our resources, money being the 4th one. Protect your team, protect your time, protect your energy, protect your attention, protect your money. You probably have wasted so much time with people that you're like, what am I even doing with these people? What am I even doing with this stuff? What did I just waste my time on? Now, really, if you're learning from your experiences, no time is wasted. But when you get into the fall and autumn of your life, you realize how little time there is to waste. And so, with all that being said, contemplate it. Contemplate it, right? That'll help you change your perspective, change your awareness, and change your life. And if you like what we're doing here, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below, let me know what you want to hear about, and I will see you on the next video.